Okay, I'm back. Has anybody? Yeah, I see that. So I just restarted the broadcast. So you guys pop on again and tell me if you're having the same problems as we had before. I changed to my cellular network out of my Wi-Fi network. So please tell me if you're having same connection issues. I apologize. By the way, my name is Leslie, go2kitchens.com if you're catching the replay. We had a bad, okay, good so far. We had a bad signal in the other, so we're just now, Dawn, what are you doing here? So far it's better. Okay, looks okay, great. Connected well now. Okay, good. All right, so that's too bad. Everybody share out again because we had like 50 people almost in this room and I would love to fill that back up. So thank you, thank you. Let's fill this room up as we talk about Beet Kvass. Cool. Awesome, thank you guys. Thanks for sharing back out. Ah, okay. So you're here. It's good to see you. Okay, so let me start over just super fast. My name is Leslie. Go2kitchens.com is my website. Please go check it out. We are talking about Beet Kvass today. So yes, so that's what we're doing. I'm glad. Thank you guys for sharing back out. So I think that just really quickly, hi, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here, Laura. I think super fast, I'm just going to say real quick, so you guys please forgive. Beet Kvass is something that you want to drink slowly. You do not want to go downtown crazy with this stuff. You do not want to start drinking like 8 ounces a day or anything like that. I want you to start slow. And the reason I want you to start slow is because it has a detox effect on the body. And what that means is that it could cause some headaches, it could cause some breakouts, it could cause some achy joints. Okay, yeah, so yes, so I just want you to slow your roll a little bit when you're talking. Yeah, no chugging Beet Kvass. You're not gonna have the tendency to want to chug it anyway, because it's an acquired taste with a strong flavor. This is not something that's like, oh, this is super yummy. It's not like kombucha where it's like you want to drink it right away. This is something that you need to acquire a taste for. Your body will become addicted to it. I have to warn you that your body will start to become addicted to it and you will crave it. So you wake up in the morning and the first thing you'll think is, I want a Beet Kvass shot. And I've done a few things to this one that make it easier to introduce it to your palate. And I'm going to do a couple of more things when I start to bottle it. So just slow your roll with this just a little bit, 1 to 2 ounces to start with. See how your body reacts. If you don't have any reactions, any detox reactions, then maybe add an ounce. If you have major detox reactions, achy joints, acne, headaches, poops, if you're going to the bathroom too often or not enough, those are all sorts of things that may trigger a detox. Those are the effects that this may trigger. And I know that sounds horrible. Gas, yes, gas and bloating could be part of that as well. I know that sounds horrible, but it is actually a process that your body wants to go through. So you need to just let it go through it just a little bit, but just slow your roll a little bit, just a little bit, if you don't want it to be severe. So you don't want severe detox reactions. You want it to be a little bit benign. So you might have a headache or something like that, and that you can sometimes associate that. So detoxing is not always fun to the body, but on the other side of the detox, your body will appreciate it. So there you go. Health 101. I don't even know what that was, but anyway. So this has been fermenting. I'll hold it up here so you guys can see it. This has been fermenting for about 1 week actually today. Much better, good, thank you. This has been fermenting for 1 week today, and it is ready to be consumed. The reason I know this is, one, because of its super dark, almost opaque color. You see how dark it is? Yeah, it's super opaque, all right? I haven't had that trouble, but I change my lids pretty often. You can just buy lids, and I just buy lids pretty often. So I've never had that trouble. I change them a lot actually, because I want the rubber seal to be good inside of them. So, and I never put them in the dishwasher. I always wash them by hand. So yeah. Opaque. Yep, it's pretty opaque. I mean, I'm holding it to a really bright light and I cannot see through it. So, yep. Yes, so there you go. So those are the beets that are down in there. Now what I did to this one is I added some ginger. Ginger is also amazing for your digestive system, and it's very red. It should be, actually. And the thing about Kvass that you want to be careful with, here's a couple of tips for you. So when you're fermenting Kvass, I want you to put it in a dark space, just like you do all ferments. You put them in dark spaces. They should not be exposed to sunlight. If it's wintertime, like it is right now, my house is a little bit cooler. It can stain your poop, so don't be alarmed by that. But you know the difference between blood and this, though. Your poop does look a little bit different. But I actually put this in, I have a shower, a guest bedroom shower that it's perfect. It's nice and cool in there. It's probably sits, I mean, I have a thermometer sitting in there. It sits at about 65 to 70 degrees. At that lower temperature, it actually needs to ferment about 7 days. I like for it to ferment 7 days because then I get a lot of the fizzy, and I like the fizzy. So the fizzier the better for me, because it's just, I don't know, my palate just likes that better. If it's warmer than that, if you have a situation where it's warmer in your house than that, then it's going to be like 2 to 3 days maximum, because at that point you're going to start making vinegar. So 7 days in a cooler environment, well, 5 to 7 days in a cooler environment. No, this is not a soda replacement. This would not be something that you would want to try to replace your soda with. You can do this with fruit. You can make a fruit kvass, and yes, you could absolutely replace your soda with that. But yes, that's awesome. I love it. I had the weirdest dream last night, now that we're talking about dreams. Only in regards to the fizzy, yes, possibly. Yes, for the fizziness, if you like that. I had the weirdest dream this morning. I'm doing some professional filming next week, and they're actually going to be in my kitchen. They're going to be with me on some of my scopes next week, in fact, and a couple of other events that I'm doing. So I have a professional film crew with me next week, and I dreamed last night that I had a huge canker sore in the corner of my mouth, which I don't get ever. And I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, do I have a canker sore? I was freaking out. It was so funny. I was like, what kind of essential oils do I have? And I think what happened is I actually think that I caught my lip in my teeth or something, and it was kind of hurting. And I swear to you, I woke up and I was freaked out. Yes, rest more than usual. I know. I need to be super ready for next week. It's going to be a crazy week next week. So yes, but we're doing like 3 days of filming, and I'm like, oh. Anyway. So yes, so that's my dream. So that has nothing to do with Beet Kvass. Nothing at all. The other thing I said earlier too is that I'm wearing my handy dandy apron here today because beets stain, and I do not want these on my clothes, and we're going to take some other precautions when working with beets, and we're going to do that right now, in fact, because this is getting way out of control and I need to get on with this scope. So I'm getting on with it right now. Here we go. You have to, you don't have to do this. You don't have to, I know, yeehaw. You do not have to wear gloves to work with beets, but because of next week, I do not want a bunch of beet stains on my hands and on my fingernails. So I'm going to actually, thank you so much for bringing that all up. So where I left off, that's right. That's exactly where I left off earlier, that what it helps with. Beet Kvass can help, and I'll just repeat that. Somebody just put it in there. I think Linda just put it in there, but it helps with regularity, either constipation or diarrhea. It aids in your digestion. It helps I can't say that word very, it helps alkalize the blood. It cleanses the liver. It can help with kidney stones. It can help with anemia and circulation. So I know. Okay, so now I have my lovely purple gloves on. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Ta-da! I have a bowl. I have a metal bowl. Do not use plastic. Thank you so much. I know. Do not use plastic. Use a metal bowl. I have a metal bowl here, and I have, man, I'm looking at that. I'm not thinking that bowl's big enough. So hold on. Let me get a different bowl. Getting a different bowl. I have this metal bowl. You could use glass. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, just be careful with pottery or wood. It's going to stain wood for sure. Or plastics. Yeah. I know. What did you miss? Dang. You haven't missed much because I've been running my mouth, so no worries. Don't worry. I've been running my mouth, so you didn't miss much. I have a piece of muslin. This is just from the fabric store. This is your best friend for fermenting, all types of fermenting. This stuff is like $1.50 a yard. Okay, so when I get through with this, I have two choices. I can either wash it or I can just toss it. So typically I just wash them out in the sink and just let them dry and reuse them again. But yes, I have a nice fresh clean one here so it doesn't look like that I committed a murder before I do this. You could use cheesecloth. Just know that you're going to get a lot more particles through. So if you're sensitive to that, when you drink something, if you don't like things to, if you don't like chunks or pieces in your drink, and I am sensitive to that, so I use something finer than cheesecloth, and I just like this better than cheesecloth. But yes, you could double up some cheesecloth and use that. Now then, when I open this, I'm going to get a bit of a air, maybe. Can you hear that? Can you hear it releasing a little bit? There's also some fizzy happening. It's so dark you can't see it. Can you see the bubbles popping up in there? Yeah, just slightly. A lot of people do not strain their beet kvass. They just drink it right out of the jar, and that is absolutely, yes, it's a finer fiber. And you can use a tea towel too, just know you're going to destroy it. Oh, it smells really good. If you open your beet kvass, and I'm going to show you how to make it as well. We're kind of going backwards today because this is ready, and I want to use this jar again with a little bit of the juice in the bottom. So yeah, so we're just going to go with a second ferment on this, but I'm going to put some fresh beets in there too. This isn't really major work at all. This is actually pretty easy. It's just because I'm flapping my lips is why it. Thank you. I'm making beet kvass. That's what I'm making. So yes, so I'm going to take this now and I am going to pour this down into my muslin carefully. This is not a big enough piece of muslin. It fit my other bowl. It is so beautiful. I wish you guys could actually see it as it's pouring. To go just a little bit slower here. And I'm going to strain it through this. Some people do not strain at all. I like to strain because I am sensitive to things floating in my drink. I know I'm weird. I have texture issues. If you let it sit too long, actually I'm gonna just leave that there like that. I'm not gonna pour the rest of that out of there. If you let it sit too long, you will actually get a, can you see that? Look at that, isn't that beautiful? That's right. Yeah, so that is just a gorgeous, gorgeous ferment. The ginger gives it this really great smell. If you open your beet kvass and it smells funky, it's funky and you need to throw it out. And you'll know if it smells funky because it's going to be super obvious. So yes. And you can see that I did this with a lid on. Some people use a cheesecloth over this. I do not like to do that with my kvass because I don't get the fizz that I'm looking for. Yeah, yours smells like beet juice. Yeah, it does. I mean, it just has this really super earthy smell to it. So bring you some, right? Ride or die with your Vitamix. Okay, so the next thing that you want to do is you want to think about sticking it in a bottle and refrigerating it so that you can drink it. You can drink it unrefrigerated, but you need to store it in the refrigerator so the fermenting process will stop. Once it hits the cold and it sets in the cold for a little while, it will actually stop fermenting. So you want it to stop fermenting because if you don't, you're going to end up with some vinegar or other things. I'm going to set this bowl down in this bowl, and I'm going to pour this in here because I want to pour this in my bottle. So you're just going to take a nice clean bottle and you're going to hold it over something so you don't get beet juice everywhere, and just pour that right down in your bottle. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. Can you see it as it's pouring in there? That gorgeous color. Oh my, I'm sorry, I'm totally missing the comments. I apologize. I have to look at what I'm doing, or we're going to have a big old beet mess. Nobody wants a beet mess. I'll be with you in just a second. Hang on. I'm coming. Oh my God, this is taking forever to pour. Okay, coming now. So you want this to put the lid on it. It will actually lose some of its salty taste because it's going to have some salty taste. It's actually going to lose some of its salty taste after it's refrigerated. Look at that. Beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So right now it's going to have a pretty salty taste to it, but after it's refrigerated, it's going to lose some of that. This can actually stay, you know, you fill your bottle, this can actually stay in the refrigerator for months. Thank you. Yeah, these are gorgeous. I got these at Sur La Table. But these can stay in your refrigerator for months, and you can use them to drink from. You can use these for, you could use these for salad dressings. Like I said, you could use this for all kinds of things. Yeah, next time use the funnel. Yeah, I just don't have a funnel. It's one of those kitchen gadgets I actually don't have. So, and most of them are plastic and then they get stained and yeah. How do you clean these? Yeah, these are not easy to clean, I have to tell you. I clean them with salt water. So when I'm done with one of these, I actually put it in a hot bath in my sink, and then I actually put salt water in it and just shake it up and leave it in there for every few days, and just shake it up every couple of days, and that actually cleans it and sanitizes it for the next ferment. So a lot of times they tell you not to ferment on top of fermented in the same bottle, but that would be crazy. So yeah, but that's how I clean these. Yeah. So what does it taste like? People keep asking. Beet Kvass has a very rich flavor. It has a very earthy flavor. It is not going to be sweet. This is not sugar beets. These are just regular beets, and we're going to talk about that next here. I'm going to show you how to get to this point. I'm going to show you how to do that. One of the things that I like to do is I squeezed one orange. Now you can't see that, but I did squeeze juice of one fresh orange. You do not want to go downtown crazy with this because it will ruin your ferment or make it start fermenting again all over again, but not in the cold, it wouldn't. But just to add a little bit of flavor, yes, I did say actually at the beginning of the scope, you need to, when you're starting out, no more than 2 ounces a day. So 1 ounce in the morning and 1 ounce at night would be ideal until you've built up in your system so that you don't get severe detox effects. So there you go. That is the juice of one orange. And I'm going to just pour that in my cup. You can pour this right into your Beet Kvass. I already have ginger in there. Again, we're going to discuss that in just a second. But you can pour this right into your Beet Kvass and give it a shake. Not a big shake because it's fizzy. But give it a little swirl in there. Yep, give it a little swirl and put the top on it. I got to put more in here, but I'll do that when we're done. Give it a little swirl, and that will actually make it a little bit more, taste a little bit better for those of you that are new. I know, this is the fancy pants part. That's right. You're hilarious. Yes, freshly juiced ginger is amazing. I agree. So yes, so this just goes in the refrigerator. By tomorrow morning, it will be ready to drink. You could drink it right now, but it's going to be really salty tasting when it's not cold. So just keeping that in mind. Okay. So 1 to 2 ounces of this. There you go. That's how you bottle it. So after you're done with fermenting, this is how you bottle it. You could actually stick this whole thing and just pour it right out of this jar every single day without that process that I just went through. That is completely up to you. But I would recommend that you bottle it, and it just makes it more convenient. You have a nice seal. It's easy to pour out of here, all that sort of stuff. So, all right, so there you go. I'm actually going to stick this in my refrigerator. My mom would think that I had a bottle of wine in here. She would be like, why do you have a bottle of wine in your refrigerator, Leslie? I don't, Mom. We're going to cover that right now. We are going to actually make some Beet Kvass right now. put my lid back on my ferment. I don't want anything to be attracted to it. So now we're actually going to go through the process of making. How do we get to this point? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Long scope, hashtag giant long crazy scope. That's what this needs to be. So, okay. So what I have here is I have 3 beets. These are called, what were these called? I can't remember what these were called. These were called red jewels or something like that. I can't remember. But we have 3 beets, right? Pen ready. That's right. Action. Yes, so these are 3 beets. I have washed them gently. There is actually still some dirt on them. I'm not worried about that because I strained my beet kvass and I actually want that dirt in there. I have washed them lightly. You could use a brush and scrub them to death if you were so inclined. I am not so inclined, but that is completely up to you. I firmly believe that the little bit of dirt that's left on these actually makes that ferment even better. So, and you get more probiotics from it. So there you go. That's just my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So there, but you could do it differently. So, so here you just want to, I'm trying to find a good place in the camera that you guys can see me. Hold on. Get out of my way. Ooh, man, I almost forgot. I was about to cut those on my wood cutting board. Oh my gosh, I got sidetracked. This is just a baking sheet that I've put a piece of parchment over. So yeah, a little dirt don't hurt. That's right. Dirt is good for you, actually. I'm just going to rough cut these. So I'm just going to take the tops off, okay, just like that. And I am going to slice them down the middle. These are not very red inside. That's okay, though. Still going to get the red in your ferment. And I'm just going to cube them. So you want big cubes like this. You see these big chunks? Yeah. Soil, right, dirt, soil. So that's what I'm going to do. I have to tell you my other beets were much more red than this, but that's okay. These are fine. Actually, I'm going to cut that this way again. And then this way. They smell like dirt, I can tell you that. I'm taking a knife skills class. I'm so excited. I do something with the top. Stop reading my mind. Quit. Quit reading my mind. I do. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Beet tops are amazing. These are a little wilted, but that's okay. That is okay by me. Nothing ever stopped me there. I know, right? Stop it. Quit. Lean green is a mind reader. Everybody pass it around. Yeah, beet tops are amazing. In fact, that's probably what will be in our dinner tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about that. You know me, nothing goes to waste around here. Yeah, lean green is a mind reader. Everybody, be careful. Yeah, all red. Yeah, you can get all red. I can't remember what these were called. This is just what's in season here. They're actually quite beautiful. Look at that. Yeah. Beautiful beets. I like pretty beets. Okay, see, I've just got them super rough cut. I'm actually going to make that one a little bit smaller. Just like that. Just like that. This is how hard it is to make beet kvass. I'm about to show you right now. I have just done the hardest part. Yeah, you like golden beets? You could actually make golden beets. They match your apron. They do. Oh my gosh, I totally planned that. You guys didn't know that? Yeah, I don't even have to wear gloves with these because these are probably not going to stain my hands. So, oh, you can't see it. It's out of frame. Here it is. Here's my new jar, okay? Yeah, no, they are pretty. So I'm just going to put these right down into here. This is so hard. Whew, I'm exhausted already. So what I'm left with are these amazing beet tops. And again, mine are a little wilted because I bought these like 3 days ago. But that's okay. They're still very edible. So I am going to actually end up washing these tonight and sauteing them as if, yeah, this is a half gallon. That's right. These are amazing sauteed. I actually like them in my stock. I will actually use these parts, the parts that we don't eat. So the stalk. of the beet will actually be frozen and used in my vegetable stock that I think I'm going to teach you guys to make next week. So I think I'm going to teach how to, I have a lot of vegetables and they need to be out of the freezer because I'm running out of room. And I think next week I'm going to teach you how to make vegetable stock with your leftover vegetable bits. So okay, good. Hi. Oh, it's good to see you, Deanna. So yes, so these I'm going to use tonight. I will take the stems off and I will actually saute them and make an amazing green dish, side dish to our, we're actually having baked chicken tonight. So yes, so that's what I will use the leafy bits for, since they're already wilted. If they weren't already wilted, I would actually put them in a salad today and have them for lunch. But yes, but greens are amazing. These are full of antioxidants. They are full of things that are amazing for your bodies, calcium, all kinds of things. So do not throw these kinds of things away. The temptation is just to stick this in the trash, and that is such a shame. These organic vegetables are not cheap, and that's not something that I talked about, but these, yes, good stuff. I agree. But organic vegetables, and these should be organic. If you eat the peel, it's no deal. Meaning if you're going to eat the outside or consume the outside or the leaf part of it, then you need to be buying organic. So if you eat the peel, it's no deal. So yes, so I'm going to save these for tonight, and the stalks and these bits will actually go, you'll see them in vegetable stock next week. So, and I'll teach you how to make that. So yes, saving all of your beet tops is a good idea. This is another type of beet that you can use. I actually have, thank you. I have actually bought these because I'm going to use them for photographs, because look how adorable they are. I'm actually going to take some photographs with these babies. So yeah, just the beet bottoms. So, but this is another type of beet that you could use. Always organic in your fermentations. It's very important. If you do not, these don't say what kind they are. If you do not normally eat organic, when you're doing fermentation, everything should be organic. And the reason behind that is because when you start to ferment something, the pesticides that are on this and on the leaves and inside the product, and especially if it's GMO, GMO products are hardwired with pesticides. And so those pesticides actually ramp up in fermentation. So you always want to make sure that you're using organic produce. I am done with the beet part at this point, so I'm going to remove my gloves because I hate working in these. They drive me nuts. If I had to like cook in gloves, I'd be screwed. If you eat the peel, it's no deal. That's right. Thank you. I love your recaps. You're awesome. Thanks for the recaps. Okay, so we have our beets right down in here. So I'm going to grate a little ginger. I have been giving my grater a workout. I don't even know where it's at. I think it's still in the dish strainer. Hold on. Bear with me, everybody. I'll be back. Actually, I'm just on the other side of the camera, getting out my grater. I do not peel my garlic either. Actually, I'm going to give it a nice clean cut so I get nice raw garlic. I do not keep my garlic. This is not garlic. This is ginger. He thought, I know, these beets are not. They actually shocked me when I cut them. I was like, these are not all red. So I keep my ginger out on the counter. I do not refrigerate it. And so you can see I just gave it a fresh cut there. I'm just going to stick that right down into my beet kvass. Now you can grate your ginger. You can slice your ginger. In fact, let me just show you a technique instead of grating it today, because I've been grating a lot of it. Let's just slice it. I'm just going to slice it really thin and just put it right down in there with the beets. This will actually amp up the flavor a little bit. This is going to make it this is going to give it just a little bit more flavor, so it's not completely flavorless and it's not incredibly earthy feeling when you drink it for the first time. So I just have like 6 or 7 slices of ginger, just like that. I got my grater out for no reason. Oh my gosh, because I changed my mind just like that. That's how I roll. So yes, that's how I cook actually. I'll be making something and I'm like, you know, it would be really good if I blah, 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 whatever it is that I'm doing. And I switch gears very quickly. So that happens a lot in this kitchen. Yeah, it's a science kitchen. It's an experimental kitchen. So I'm just going to put my ginger right down in there. The next thing that you want to do, I have found in my fermenting of Kvass, you do that too, I love that. I have found in my fermenting of Kvass, I'm gonna have to go grab my other salt too because I'm almost out. This is a sea salt. This is a Redmond's sea salt, real sea salt, okay? Fresh beet juice, no, because it's going to ferment too fast. That's the other tip, is you do not want to grate your beets. Don't grate them like a lot of people want to grate them up like you do sauerkraut. It will ferment they will ferment way, way too fast, and you'll have alcohol before you can just shake your head. So yes, all that's going in here are beets, ginger, and you don't even have to use the ginger. The ginger is optional. And then a Redmond's, this is Redmond's real sea salt. Hi, thanks for being here. I'm glad you, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, you've been here. I just saw your name. I don't know your name. You should tell me your name. I won't remember it. I'm not very good at that, but I will try to remember. I'll make an effort to remember. So yes, so this is a Redmond's. This is just a regular sea salt. You can use pink Himalayan salt. You can use whatever salt that you are used to. This is, oh, the salt is from Utah. I get it. Okay, got it, got it. Yes, it is. You're right. And you can use whatever salt that you'd like to use. So this is going to take, and this seems like a lot for this, and you're going to be like, what? This is going to take 3 tablespoons of salt. I think I'm just going to have just enough. The more you do, of course, the saltier it's going to be. The other thing that you can do is you can create a brine before you do this. If you want to, I know, 3 tablespoons of sea salt. You can create a brine before you do this. If you want to heat up a little water and melt your salt, you can absolutely do that, because if you're doing a short fermentation, that would probably be what you want to do. Yes, you could use pink Himalayan and Celtic. That's absolutely fine. But because I do a longer fermentation, this is a ½ gallon size jar. Because I do a longer fermentation, then it's okay that I do not make a brine before I do this. The other thing that you can do, could use a juice. Yeah, you can use any type of starter that you like. So I would consider that a starter, and that's exactly what's going to be my next segue. So thank you for saying that. So my next segue is that a lot of people in their kvass will actually use a whey, just a fresh whey, to start their fermentation process. Because I do not want there to be any dairy products in this, I actually do not use a whey, but that is a great way to start it, and the fermentation process is going to go a lot faster. I find, but you need to use less salt. So then you'd be like a tablespoon and a half of salt instead of the 3 if you were going to use a starter like whey or even from another ferment. So just keeping that in mind. I'm sorry, I want short 2-day ferment so I do not forget about it and it molds. Yeah, so Beet Kvass is not moldy like a lot of things are. It may get like a scum across the top of it if you leave it too long. The thing that's going to happen is it's going to get real vinegary, and you should, if it's gotten to a vinegar state, you should not drink it. You could use it in other things. You could actually use it like a beet vinegar, or use it, but it's not something that you should just be consuming raw like that. So just keeping that in mind. Okay, so we're back to the distilled water. I have my distilled water right here. Yes, I know it's in plastic. This is just a room temp distilled water. I'm going to fill my jar up to the fill line. And I'm going to stir it. Sorry, reaching across. I just reached across. You could put an alarm on your phone, absolutely. So this is actually something that you want to consider doing, is giving this a good stir. You want to get that salt melted down in there. This is one of the benefits of making the brine, is if you make the brine, then you don't have to worry about doing all this stirring bit and melting the salt, but I want it to melt in there. You can hardly see there's like a pink tone. A pink tone. This looks like a Kool-Aid or something, like some sort of fruit something. You can do the same thing with fruit, by the way. If you want to do a ferment like this that is sweeter, you could actually take some fruits, so things that are hard, like hard sweet apples, pears. What else could you use? You could probably use a you probably don't want to use pineapple. Citrus fruits would not be great for this. like harder fruits like apples and pears and those sorts of things. You could make a fruit kvass. If you make that, doesn't have the properties that beet kvass is going to give you, but it's really yummy. It's super yummy. So yes. Thank you for inviting followers. All right, so I've got my salt all stirred down in there. I'm going to take the little bit of what I have left in here. Okay, yes. And this is actually going to give it a starter for this because this is already a bit fermented. And I'm going to just pour a little bit of this into my jar. I don't know, that was probably about half a cup. I'm not going to stick my spoon back down in there because it's going to turn it red if I do that. This is going to sit in the dark with the lid on. So anaerobic. Anaerobically means without or with oxygen. Anaerobic means without oxygen. You do not want oxygen on this, okay? Yeah, mango would actually be great for it. Mango kombucha, yeah. We're gonna make kombucha tomorrow. Tomorrow's kombucha day. I'm with a professional kombucha maker tomorrow, and she's gonna teach us how to make homemade kombucha and send me home with a SCOBY so I can start making my own. So yes, this is a metal lid. Yep. So metal lid is great for this. I was concerned about it rusting. I guess if you left it on there too long, I know, yay, kombucha, right? If you left it on too long, that you might have that problem. I was saying that I actually replace these lids pretty often. You can just buy the lids, and so I do that pretty often. So there you go. That's Beet Kvass, super simple. And if I had not been rambling on, it would have taken you about 15, 20 minutes to make this. So yes, you can buy mason jars, and you can just buy the lids as well. Yeah, I mean, there are some people that are purists that way, but the most practical way to ferment is actually in a mason jar or a ball jar like this. That is the most practical way to ferment. And so for practicality purposes, yes, but my ferment is never touching this lid. So I killed your SCOBY. Oh no, that's so sad. I'm so sorry. They sell plastic lids. Yeah, I'm more suspect of plastic anything than I am metal. I'd rather use metal, quite frankly. But yeah, they do. They sell plastic lids. You can also just use a tea towel over the top with a rubber band if you wanted to double up some cloth. That would be anaerobically instead of anaerobic, and that would create the oxygen. And you might get some mold if you do that. Canning's a little bit different because when you're canning these, you would actually heat these jars up so that the rubber seal that's inside the lid, so that this would actually adhere to the jar, and you're not going to heat this up like this. In fact, if you heated it up too much, it would kill what you're trying to grow. So, yep. All right, so here's my top tips for kvass. Number one, don't grate your beets. If you grate your beets, if you grate them, like with a grater like this or in a machine or something, it will actually ferment too fast, and you will, yes, it's absolutely practical. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a starter. This one actually did not have a starter. This one went from scratch, and it's just from the salt. So not a problem. It just has to ferment a little longer. So yeah, starter's not a problem at all. If you don't have a starter, don't stress. Yeah. Yes. What was I saying? Oh, top tips. Don't grate the beets. Yes, they will ferment too fast. Second, when you do your second ferment, so when you're on your second ferment, leave a little juice, just like I had in here. I've actually got to bottle this one up. I have another bottle for it. But leave a little juice like I had in this bowl that I just poured in there. That will actually help this one set up and start, especially if you've got a good ferment. This one, I know this one because I've been tasting it all along, is a great ferment. And so I want this one to be a great ferment. And so I've actually used this as a starter. So if you have a really great ferment, save it and carry it over, okay? Tip number 3, when you're done with the beets, so I'm going to have beets left over, right? So you see the beets in here? They're actually going to be kind of sour tasting, a little bit sour and salty, They're actually very yummy. So do a couple of things with them. Cut them up and put them in a salad. Just eat them right out of your kvass. That's totally fine. You can make salad dressings with them. You could stick them through your juicer. You could put them in your smoothies. You could do a lot of things with these. So just don't throw them away. Actually try to repurpose them into something else. So don't throw anything away. It's food. You can eat it. So yes, so eat it. Just don't eat like a pile of them. Like don't eat all the beets out of this. Once it's in the refrigerator, it will actually last, once it's been bottled, so we bottled some earlier. Once it's been bottled, this will last probably 3 or 4 months in the refrigerator like this. So, and it's probably going to take you about that long if you're going slow to drink that much of it. So, yes, yeah. Thank you. Tip number 4, no, I already said that. Tip number 5, experiment with flavors. If you like lemon juice as opposed to orange juice, if you like apples, if you like any type of fruit, and how long, this is 7-day ferment. This is actually, and it depends on your temperature, depends on how long it needs to sit to ferment. So this one, because, sorry, I keep going out of frame. This one, because it will be sitting in a nice cool space that's between 65 and 70 degrees. I actually ferment in the bottom of a shower in my guest bedroom. Which I have to move out next week. Anyway, but yes, so because I ferment there, I actually, I have a thermometer in there, so I know about the temperature that it's saying. So it's going to sit in there because it's cooler. It's going to sit in there for about 5 to 7 days before it's fermented. But you need to taste it all along to see how salty it is. If it's too salty, you don't have a ferment. If the salt is waning and it's just barely salty, then it's time to come out. And plus, you'll know by its smell. The smell will be very different from right here to right here. The smell is very, very different. So yes, experiment with different fruit flavors. You could use different herbs. So once you bottle it, if you wanted to try mint or rosemary or something like that in there, you could do that as well. Please do not expect that this is going to be sweet. This is not sweet. This is a fizzy, very earthy tasting drink. A lot of people say it tastes like dirt. If that helps you, it does not taste like dirt to me. It tastes like goodness to me, like I'm doing something really great for my body. So yes, yeah, the smell of ferments can be hardcore. You are growing bacteria. So please, yes, there will be a little carbonation like kombucha. That's right. Yes, everybody always says that about beets. I agree. So my other tip is that you need to be aware that beets do stain. It's why I'm wearing an apron today, because I've been working with the juice. It's why I used a parchment paper over a what is that called? A cookie sheet, so I do not stain my cutting board. So just be aware that they could stain. I wore gloves so they do not stain my hands. So you just need to be aware of that and be careful with that. If you take beet juice into a carpeted room and you I know, it's true. That's why I wear gloves. Yeah, 5 to 7 days at 65 to 70 degrees, and you can fudge a little bit there. If it's over 70, like 75 to 85 degrees, then you need to, it's going to be less of a ferment. So yeah, a lot of people ferment this in their oven. So they'll turn their oven on its lowest setting and let it ferment there for 24 hours, and they actually have a really great ferment. But I actually don't recommend that unless you are hi, it's good to see you. Unless you are super good at fermenting. I mean, you need to be really good at fermenting, and you need to be in a beet kvass pinch. Like you need beet kvass tomorrow. So I don't recommend that. So everybody sees that the digestion doc just popped in. Everybody say hi, Christine. Hi, Doc. So I want to show you guys. Nobody leave. Don't you leave. Don't leave. Don't you leave. Oh, I just was on my own Periscope. That's hilarious. Okay, hold on. Got to get to my photos. What is this? Holy cow. I'm getting there. Today. There you go. Don't you leave. Today at 6 p.m. Go away. Today at 6 p.m. Eastern on blab.im. There's the link. bit.ly, healthy ferments. The digestion doc and I are going to be, yes, we're going to be doing a blab today. And you want to come because we're going to throw down our top 10 tips for fermenting. I'm going to talk about my top 10 tips, the most mistakes that I see people make. I'm actually going to have 5 of those. And yeah, I know Dawn's here. Isn't that awesome? And the doc is throwing down 5 tips and the reasons why you should be eating fermented foods. So we're going to be answering questions. We're going to open up a seat for a couple of people to come in and ask questions live. And then the best part of the whole blab is that we're giving stuff away. So that's right, giveaways. Yeah, she is. She's going to throw down. That's right. We are giving away. So the digestion doc is giving away a 30-minute session for free. That is a huge value, by the way. Hello. I'm giving away a free 30-minute session as well, but all my sessions are free, but I'm going to actually stick you in my schedule, and I have a very busy schedule. So that's a lot from me, but about kitchen, she'll talk to you about whatever you want to talk about with your digestive health. I know, and there's more. And I'm going to give you healthy kitchen tips if that's what you want, or if you want fermenting tips, whatever you want. It can be a one-on-one of whatever subject to do with cooking and health that you want to talk about. And then the third thing that we're giving away is that, she's giving away a free Wayne Dyer book, and I am giving away the book that I learned to ferment from. So, and it's called Kaizen. So there are lots of giveaways. Oh my gosh. Okay. She really is like, she's giving away a lot of stuff. I'm not giving away that much stuff. I'm giving away like 2 things. She's giving away like 20 things. So yes, amazing. That's right. And your firstborn. Hey, I'm safe to say that. I'm giving away my firstborn because I don't have any kids. So there. Oh goodness. Yes. So we're giving away everything, all our secrets tonight. So you guys pop into the blab, go sign up. I'll show you the link one more time. Here's the link. You do not want to miss it. It is going to be loads of fun. If you've never been on one of our blabs before, right? If you've never been on one of our blabs before, then you need to come, because they are, you can imagine, as you can imagine, they are quite a lot of fun. So yes. So please join us tonight. There's the link. And if you tweet that link out and tag myself and the digestion doc, okay? Yeah, so if I remember that scope, she did have a lot of energy actually. If you tag that out, if you tweet that tag out, sorry, start over. If you tweet that link out, blah, 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 tag myself and tag the digestion doc. So at GoToKitchens and at the digestion doc. That is how you are entered to be a part of that drawing. So you want to do that. Everybody do that. Thanks for sharing. So that's Beet, Kvass, and it's been another 1 hour scope, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So if you want to hang out for the inspirational moment, then now is the time to stay. And if you don't, please go check out GoToKitchens.com. See you soon. Become a VIP. It's absolutely free. You get a free ebook. You get up-to-date news on our GoToKitchens VIP page on Facebook. So, and there, if you go to the Facebook page and sign up to become a VIP, which you do through the link that you get from GoToKitchens when you become a VIP there, then, yes, then you get 10 sugar-free recipes for the holidays. So, and they're dessert recipes. So go check that out. And here is your inspirational moment by Leslie Nance. I know, I'm such a goofball. So if you don't know, you can follow me on Facebook at Leslie Nance, Nance. Please think about going and following me there. Oh, good. I'm glad you signed up. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. When you guys sign up, it just makes me smile. It's so awesome. So sugar-free, using fruit to sweeten. Yes, that's absolutely right. That's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. So if you want to follow me at GoToKitchens or at my personal Facebook at, just keep in mind, I get hundreds of friends requests. So if you friend request me, I may not answer right away and I'm almost out of space, but you can follow me there. Yeah, I use coconut sugar a lot too. But you can follow me there. If you do that almost every single day, Every single day I have a post that is hashtagged always light, never darkness. So even if you enter the hashtag always light, never darkness into Facebook, you will see some of my past posts. So you can figure out how to find me there as well. But I do this almost every single day. Not every single day, because I don't try to rip inspiration out of my brain. I do it when I'm actually inspired, and so I get inspired almost every single day, and typically it's by you guys that are inspiring me. But these posts are from my heart. I'm actually talking to myself when that's right, hashtag always light, never darkness, all one line there, always light, never darkness. But when I'm talking to you in Facebook like that, it's always an affirmation or a thought that I need to put back into my brain. So it's not pointed at anybody. It is not directed towards any situation. So please don't read too much into it. But it's about my own thought processes and how I find and look for inspiration. Thank you. Yes, that's the hashtag. Perfectly perfect. Thank you. So there's the hashtag right there if you guys want to screenshot that or however you want to do it. So today's post was to, and I say this a lot, but I'm going to say it again, was to smile at a stranger, because it may be the only smile that they see today. And at the end of it, I said, I dare you, I dare you to smile at a stranger, and see the reaction that you get back. And so, yes, because sometimes when you smile at somebody, especially somebody that's not smiling, if you smile at them, they feel a human connection. And we are missing these human connections because, thank you so much. Yes, that's it. Because we're missing these human connections. We are missing out on touching one another. We're missing out on hugs. We watch our friends on Facebook and we don't go have coffee with them anymore, or we don't go have dinner with them, or we don't cook for them anymore. I mean, let's bring it back to relativity here to go-to kitchens. We've stopped cooking for our family and our friends because we can see what's happening on Facebook. I don't need to catch up with them because I'm already caught up. But we need that interaction. We need that human touch. We need to have more of that, because the further we get away from that touch, the more desensitized we become when the more desensitized that we become when bad things happen, because we can't relate, because we don't have a human connection with other people. So people just stop liking people. Yeah, I know, it's true. And so they just keep, hitting like and think that that's interaction, and it's not. So when you take the time, and when you're out in public and you take the time to look a stranger right in the eye and offer them a smile, you are offering them a human connection. And it may be the only one that they get. Maybe the only one that they get for days. And so just take your time. I just dare you to do it. Take your time to interact with people. If somebody wants to sit and chat with you and you're like, man, I'm in a hurry, man, I got stuff to do, especially older people, any people, small people, young people. I mean, I think they're really missing this. So yes, so the sooner we get back to forming these relationships and forming these human connections, so that we will stop being so angry, we will stop feeling so offended by every little thing that comes out, we will stop having knee-jerk reactions to situations, to politics, to news, to disasters, to whatever bad things that happen. We will stop having all of this happen to us, because we are making human connections, and because we are realizing that we are all human. No matter if you agree with somebody, or you disagree with somebody, or you don't like them, or you do like them, you need that human connection. So please, please, please focus your thoughts today and think about smiling at a stranger. And I always say this, but if you can go as far as to ask them if they would like a hug, or to just be patient with them and listen to them. Have you ever been in line at a grocery store? Ever been in line at a grocery store and the checker or the whoever, or you're on a customer service phone call and they're just rambling on, like they're just rambling and rambling and rambling. Have you ever, and you're thinking, I have to go. I have stuff stuff to do, right? This is what you're thinking. But if you just stop and actually listen to what they're saying, they're reaching out to you. They're reaching out to you for a human connection. So please, 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 please help them satisfy that human connection. Help them have that touchstone and that touch point in your day. So yes, I know I'm a hugger too. I love to hug. I will actually ask total strangers, is it okay if I hug you? And and if they say no, I'm like, that's cool. I'm totally good with that. And they hardly ever say no, but I just give them a quick little gentle hug. Yeah. Yes. I just give them a quick little gentle hug and let them be on their way. And that's that. So, and that's if we've engaged in a conversation or had some banter or something like that. So yes, I'm on catch.me. You can find me there, Go To Kitchens. So yes, so there you go. That's my inspiration point for the day today. I always end my scopes like this. I've just started this practice about a week ago. I started ending my scopes like this, and I do invite people to stay, but if you can't stay and you just wanted to know about Beet Kvass, I totally get it. But I like to have that points back out to you guys what I'm thinking about for the day and what my inspiration is. So there you go. You guys have an amazing afternoon. Please come check out the Blab with Dr. Christine and I. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to give a lot of stuff away, and Dr. Christine has given a lot of stuff away. Here's the link again. There you go. 10 tips for fermenting. There's the link. If you want to screenshot that, you can screenshot this and just tweet it out and tag myself and the Digestion Doc at Go To Kitchens and at the Digestion Doc. That'll be fine. That will enter you as well. Yes, you please steal it. Please, I beg people to steal my inspiration. When I first started doing hashtag Always Light Never Darkness, I had a couple of people rip it off, and I was like, hey, that's mine. And then I thought, that's so stupid. I actually have a post about that. That's so stupid. I want you to use that hashtag. Use that hashtag. It's amazing. And my parents taught me how to live in the light like that. So I always live in the light, and I try to stay out of the darkness. And before I do every scope or anything like that, I always say, I ask God, because I am a believer, but I ask God, that's neither here nor there, but I ask him, please let me be light into dark spaces and never be darkness into light spaces. That is my mantra. That is what I stick to when I'm feeling crappy, when I'm feeling like what am I doing? Why am I doing this? When all those things start piling on top of me, I always say that to myself. Please let me be light into dark spaces and never darkness into light spaces. And that's just how I live my life. So yes. So there you go. Yeah, it's a great mantra. I love it. And you're welcome to steal it. In fact, I wish the whole planet would steal it. We'd be a lot better off. So there you go. So love yourself healthy. You guys, be sure to take good care of your bodies, and they will take care of you. Swear. Yeah, see you later. It's good to see you on here, Dawn. I'm so happy that I'm sorry it was slow at the club, but I'm happy it was because you were here. So there you go. All right, you guys have an amazing afternoon. Go make some Beet Kvass. It's super easy. And in 7 days, you're going to have a beautiful ferment. So, okay, I will. All right, see you guys later. Have a good afternoon. I got to go eat lunch about Thanksgiving. I will totally do that. All right. Okay, you guys have a great afternoon. Love ya. That's right. Love yourself happy. That's right. Love yourself healthy, even. Oh, cool. Well, then go jump. You just jump for joy. I love it. Okay, I really